Nuclear weapons, the most destructive technology humanity has ever created. For decades, they've remained locked behind silos and submarines, silent, waiting. But what if, one day, diplomacy fails, tensions rise, and the unthinkable becomes reality? Tonight, we explore a scenario the world fears. What if a nuclear war broke out? What would happen in the first minutes, hours, days, months, and years? This is the story of a world-ending chain reaction, told through science, history, and human experience. The road to doom. How nuclear wars begin. Tensions building. Nuclear wars rarely begin suddenly. They start with pressure, escalation, and miscalculation. Examples: territorial disputes, cyber attacks on power grids, misinterpreted missile tests, extremist sabotage, miscommunication between militaries, border clashes, political instability. A nuclear war could begin not with a deliberate strike, but a mistake. The first misstep. History has nearly crossed the edge many times. 1962, Cuban Missile Crisis. 1983, Soviet false alarm. 1995, Russia mistook a weather rocket for a US missile. Humanity has survived because of luck, level-headed commanders, and the hope that someone would hesitate. The final trigger. In our scenario, the final spark could be a misunderstood launch, a hacked missile warning system, a rogue commander, accidental detonation, retaliation for a false alert. One nation fires first. Another believes it's under attack. The countdown to oblivion begins. The first 30 minutes. When missiles fly. Launch detection. Within seconds, satellites detect launches. Alarms blare across command centers. Leaders have 4 to 12 minutes to decide humanity's fate. The decision. Nuclear doctrine teaches, use them or lose them. Retaliation must be immediate. The world's fate rests on minutes. Re-entry and impact. A ballistic missile from continents away reaches its target in just 25 to 30 minutes. As multiple nations launch, hundreds of warheads arc across the globe. Impact points include capitals, military bases, power plants, ports, megacities, command centers. The world watches missiles descend, knowing what comes next. The first hour of destruction. The end of cities. The flash. A single nuclear detonation releases heat hotter than the sun. Within milliseconds, buildings vaporize, skin burns instantly, shadows are seared into concrete. Millions die before understanding what happened. The fireball. A 1 megaton weapon produces a fireball 1 mile wide. Everything within this sphere becomes plasma. The shockwave. Winds stronger than hurricanes sweep outward at extreme speeds. Skyscrapers collapse, bridges twist, highways buckle, cars are thrown like toys. Millions die from debris and collapsing structures. The firestorms. Cities ignite. Firestorms spread as oxygen is sucked inward. People miles away suffocate from the heat they can't escape. Electromagnetic pulse. High-altitude detonations trigger EMP blasts that wipe out electronics. Power grids collapse. Hospitals lose life support. Cars fail. Communications die. Water systems crash. Humanity is thrown into darkness. The first 24 hours. Global systems collapse. Worldwide panic. Survivors face no communication, no electricity, no clean water, no transportation, no medical support. Governments cannot respond. Chaos erupts. Nuclear fallout. Radioactive ash falls like deadly snow, poisoning food, contaminating soil, killing wildlife, making entire regions uninhabitable. The collapse of nations. Governments struggle to maintain order. Banks shut down. Markets crash. Panic spreads across all continents, even those not directly attacked. The first 3 months. Nuclear winter begins. Atmospheric darkness. Smoke from burning cities rises into the stratosphere, blocking sunlight. The Earth begins to cool rapidly. Global food collapse. Photosynthesis stops. Temperatures drop as much as 20 degrees Celsius or 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Growing seasons collapse. Billions face starvation as crops fail worldwide. Mass human displacement. Survivors flee irradiated zones. Borders close. nations crumble under refugee waves. Chemical, biological, and secondary failures. As infrastructure collapses, chemical plants leak, nuclear power stations melt down, diseases spread unchecked, medical systems fail entirely. Global civilization edges toward extinction. 10 years later, a new harsh world, a frozen Earth. A decade of nuclear winter transforms Earth into a hostile planet. Collapsed ecosystems. Forests die. Oceans collapse. Species vanish. Humanity is no longer at the top of the food chain. New empires rise. Small pockets of survivors rebuild in isolated zones. Society returns to early industrial or medieval levels of technology. Lessons for the future. A nuclear war wouldn't end nations. It would end the modern world. The ultimate lesson is simple. Nuclear weapons cannot win wars. They can only end civilization. This scenario is not inevitable, but it is possible. And understanding the cost is the first step toward preventing it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, share to support us. See you in the next video.